Hi there, here is a quick demo of Query Explain functionality. Many times we need to update the DBT code written by others. We need to update DBT code that's very old, hundreds of lines of cryptic code. Query Explain functionality is developed so that users can get quick understanding of the new code where Data Pilot can explain what that code is doing. You can trigger this functionality by selecting a piece of code, right-clicking, choosing Data Pilot, and going into the Explain submenu. The alternative way is you can click on SQL Actions button on a toolbar and by choosing Explain Query. You can either select a piece of code or you can get the explanation for the entire DBT model also. To do that, just right click in a file, go in Data Pilot, and choose Explain. Once you choose that functionality for the explaining query, Data Pilot will start analyzing the query and start providing the explanation. So this particular DBT model, I have about, let's say, 56 lines there. And the Data Pilot is explaining, hey, this query is doing several things to analyze customer order data. It first creates temporary table called customer orders, where it's combining three tables, customers orders and staging payment, which we can see from the join statements here. Then it creates another temporary table called aggregate data. This table summarizes the data for each customer from the customer orders table, and it calculates the total number of orders, total amount spent, etc. I see some interesting functions being used like array aggregation here. Let's see, it continues that, hey, it creates a third temporary table called preferred payment method. This table identifies the most frequently used payment method for each customer. So going in here without reading the code, I quickly get the gist of, hey, what exactly this is doing. Finally, it combines the aggregate data and preferred payment method tables by matching customer ID. And then it chooses specific columns, etc. Now, this is the first version of the explanation that comes out. Users can ask additional questions for more explanations also as a follow-up. So these questions can be typed in this chat box here. Data Pilot also gives some suggestions that users can click and get more information about the specific piece. For example, how does the aggregate data CTE calculates the average order? But I'm much more interested in understanding, hey, how the qualify clause is working here. So instead of taking one of the suggestions, I'm just going to ask, how is the qualify clause working in preferred payment method CTE? So let's see. I think I made a spelling mistake there also, but let's see what it comes back with. Okay, so the qualify clause in the preferred payment method CTE is used to filter the result set of query using the results of a window functions. In Snowflake SQL, the qualify clause is similar to the having clause, so it's explaining how it works. And in this specific query, the qualify clause is used in conjunction with the row number window function here. The row number function is applied over a partition of the data, which is defined by partition by method here. This means that unique row number is assigned to each row with a partition of customer ID, and the ordering within each partition is determined by order by method, etc. Now, okay, it's providing me some information, and then the qualify clause then filters these results out to only include the rows where the row number is 1. So let's see. Now, if I want to understand the qualify clause further, then I'm going to ask, hey, can you explain qualify clause more with some sample data? Now, Data Pilot will take some sample fake data and it will start explaining me, hey, let's see, we have the following data in the customer orders table. And then the preferred payment method CT first groups this data by customer ID and payment method and counts the number of occurrences. Then the row number function is applied over a partition of the data by partition by customer ID. So it's giving me sample data, and finally the qualify clause filters out these results to only include the rows where the row number is 1. And then that's how the results show up. So, even with all that explanation, how the qualify clause is being used in the query, in addition to that, the more information about how qualify clause functions with the sample data in this scenario, it gives really good understanding on how specifically this piece of code is working for me. You can even go further and ask questions about like what are the implications of qualify clause in a Snowflake, or how does it work in Snowflake, etc. And you can drill even deeper. So this is the query explain functionality developed to help you understand the complex DBT code further. With each explanation, there is a feedback option available. If you don't like the explanation that's provided, you can give us the feedback. This feedback is tremendously valuable for us. We can use this to improve the product even further. Thank you so much.